Before we start, I would like to emphasize something, and here it is. English is my fourth language. Yes, I live here for a while, but I do have a thick accent. That's number one. Number two, if I mispronounce a word or two, please forgive me. I can tell you the same thing in other languages, but probably I can tell you it right. But the bottom line is that I'm trying very hard, and hopefully the message is getting to you. Okay? So let's see what this guy has in his hand. Hi, welcome back. And let's start with something very interesting. This is a red cabbage. Okay. I'm gonna tell you about this red cabbage very shortly. A very interesting thing. Okay, so just peeling until it becomes okay, a bit here, and it becomes a sellable cabbage, right? Now, the interesting part of this cabbage that it was in my refrigerator for 5.5 weeks. Now, it doesn't mean that it was harvested 5.5 weeks ago. It was probably harvested 2 weeks, 3 weeks prior. So, what is the point? The point is that until you get something or buy something in the supermarket, and I'm sorry, my dog just snoring. If you hear a weird noise. Anyway, so my point is that we're talking about almost 2 months until you may eat it. Okay, if you buy it and you cook with it in your home right away, that's fine. But even then, very similar thing can happen in a supermarket. Now, it's not the supermarket fault. It is, they just want to sell the product that they received, and when the cabbage in that scenario is start to show very dark leaves, they peeling it off and they putting it on the shelf like it is new and just arrived today. So this is a very, very good example of why I am recommending, for example, frozen vegetables and frozen fruits. Many of the times when they harvest the food, it's right away goes and they freezing it. So the nutrient content stays in the food. In the scenario which you just saw, the nutrient content is really minimal. Yes, it has some, of course, benefits still, and it looks like fresh. But again, I would like to make you see that what happens behind the scene. All right. Also, why I'm showing you this, because I have a point. Of course, I have a point, and the point is why we need to take supplements. Supplements has to be taken because until we actually eat the food, the nutrient content, the vitamins, the minerals may not be present in a higher amount that your body needs. And that's a very, very important point. So supplementation is more and more becoming important, and I highly encourage you to look around and buy the right supplements for you. For instance, turmeric would be a perfect example. Turmeric is an anti-inflammatory supplement, but you should know which one to buy, right? There are like thousands and thousands of supplements out there. So vet your sources and buy the supplements that has the USDA logo. Again, USDA stands for the United States Department of Agriculture. Now, if you not buying those supplements, you really need to watch out for, if you check the source, that what kind of labs and universities vetted it. For example, Harvard University, did it go through that? Cambridge in UK, all right? Or Max Planck Institute in Berlin. I'm just cheating and kind of looking, but I'm honest about it. Or the Massachusetts General Hospital or the University of Oslo, right? There are many examples, not to forget about Oxford, right? There are many examples how you can vet your sources and how you can really check that which supplement to take. So it is very important to check the source. That's number one. Number two is why I started with the cabbage, why I started at all to show you what really happens. Well, because as I mentioned before, the nutrient content and the vitamin content, it is so much lower than it originally is. So if you're not a farmer and you can just harvest and eat the food, then I'm highly recommending you to, take some supplements. Where you can find good supplements? Well, you can find them in Whole Food. You can find them in of course in our website, lifeboostfeed.com. Most of the products are USDA approved, and that's about that. Now, why even if the supply chain speeds up, let's say, and it's getting to your table faster, let's shrink it down to 2 weeks, okay? Still, there is a factor that you should know. We are using the soil so much these days that we are actually exhausting the soil, the origin of the food. So the food grows out from the soil. So if the soil is exhausted and it's not repaired well, again, we're talking about a lower nutrient content in your food. So there are so many things that we should know about food at this point, and I would like to help you to see these kind of factors when you purchase a type of food, what to watch out for. And if, example, you see a cabbage really peeled like this, you should know that you don't buy that cabbage. You buy a cabbage that looks fresh. How you can also check in the bottom, it's most of the time it's not chopped or it's greenish. So there are many things that you can watch out for and buy the right food. And if none of this working out for you, buy the frozen food, because again, the frozen food normally higher on nutrient content, and that's what we need as humans to sustain health and also get higher vitamin and mineral amount into our systems. Okay, so this has a nice amount of fiber, by the way, and cabbage is an anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, cancer fighter, amazingness here. But buy the fresh one, the very fresh one from a farmer's market or a supermarket that you trust, or seriously, buy it frozen. So that would be the point of this video today. Now, the second part is why I'm emphasizing so much the supplement part and why I showed you this thing. Because I would like you to be healthy. I would like everybody to be healthy and get on the boat of health. Because now we really, really need to watch out for our health. More than ever. Why? Because our immune system is weak. It's not because of the pandemic. It's not because of the viruses that are going around right now. But it's because how we consume food. And we consume food in a processed way, unfortunately. And I mentioned it in another video that processed food normally loaded with fats that you don't want to eat. Normally it's saturated fat, loaded with sodium and loaded with some sort of sugar. Why? Because it tastes good, and when something tastes good, we are going to buy it and eat it. That's a fact. So I would like to cut it short today. That's all I wanted to share with you. There will be other posts, and that will be probably hard to watch, but I would like to encourage you to watch it, because that's the reality and we cannot escape it. So because we don't want to know about it, we don't want to hear about it, because we going to gym and eat wrong, okay, after that, and we're giving ourselves a credit to eat wrong because we went to the gym, that's not gonna fly well in your system. So again, let's try to look at things in a positive way and prevent things before a disaster happens, like a heart attack, a stroke, a type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, or so forth. And in that matter, we are in a very, very, very bad place. Not only in the US, but worldwide. So, but back into the US, because we live here, right? I give you some numbers. The number one cause of death is heart disease. Heart disease correlates to high amount of fats and correlates mostly for processed sugar and processed food intake. There, it's very, very true. Diabetes and obesity, okay? And I'm repeating always in every single video, obesity is not a shame. It's a symptom of an unhealthy living. When you get obese and overweight, you open the doors for 195 diseases. And I'm repeating myself. You open the door for 195 diseases, including that you're weakening your immune system. And now it's not a good time. And it wasn't a good time even before the pandemic. So watch out for your health, because when it hits you, it really hits you. And you can fall ill. And the fallout is that you may keep living, but your life quality drops. And you don't want to have that. You want to be healthy. You can sustain health with a healthy lifestyle. You just have to know how to do it. And for that, we are here for you. So please, I ask you, read about health. Watch our videos. We talk about health a lot. We also showing you some exercises. We are going to drill down on habitual behaviors and why is that so important to recognize bad habits and so forth. So happy holidays to all of you. Enjoy and watch out for the new year and your new year resolution. Okay? Love you, all of you. And be well, be healthy, from me and from Life Boost Fit. Ciao, arrivederci, hasta la vista.